everybody, how's it going? Real quick, I was going to talk about chords and chord substitutions, and basically taking basic chords and making them more interesting, whether it's, you're writing your own song or you're trying to play somebody else's song, and the chord that you're given is just kind of bleh. You can't do much with it. It's just your basic chord and you want to make it sound cooler. I'll start with your basic D minor chord, like first position, which would be right here. And then if I was to take that chord and play it in a barred format, like at the 5th fret, starting at the 5th string, this would be your barred D minor chord right there. Basically, you can take that chord and do various little changes in it, and still be in key and give it a little bit more color, if that's the right word for it. So I like to take this chord, and I will take my the ring finger off of the 4th string, and then put my pinky finger on the 8th fret of the 4th string right here, and then keep my middle finger on that F note right there, and then, my ring finger doesn't actually do anything. It's not fretting any notes. It's just the rest of my index finger is remaining barred across the 5th fret on all strings. And then, my middle finger's holding down that F note, and then my pinky finger is playing this B flat right here on the 4th string. So it adds a little bit of color to that chord that was just a plain old D minor, and now it sounds like this. A little bit jazzy, and it might be a little bit difficult, like just holding that chord for an extended period of time if you're not used to playing bar chords, but I think it's got a very nice sound to it. You can also take that same bar chord and shift it to this chord right here, which would be an F minor 9. I think that's what that is. I don't really know. But you can also take that same chord and then shift it to here. And then take that same chord and play it here. Which that's actually a B flat major 7. But it's basically in the same key, and it uses the same notes that a D minor would. It's just got, the root note is different. It's a B flat. It's not an actual D. And then the top note is an A, which would be the 7th, and a B flat major 7 chord, and that would be the 5th of a D minor chord. So normal D minor chord is there's your 5th, your perfect 5th of that D minor, and then on a B flat major 7, it would be. And then you can also take that same concept and move it up to the 10th fret, which your barred D minor chord on the 10th fret would be. You're just adding more notes to the chord, or yeah, I guess you're just adding more notes to the D minor chord, but you can take, the 12th fret on the 1st string and add that E right there, that would make it a minor 9. Then you kind of have to, do the thumb thing like Jimi Hendrix did, and, so that adds a little bit of a nice color to that chord too. And, you can take that same chord and move it down to the 1st position on the 5th string, and that would be a B flat major 7 there also. So if you listen to it, it actually sounds pretty similar to that original D minor chord that I first played. It's just the only thing that's really different is like the root note, which would be a B flat, and then I'm adding that, that F note right there. which is in the top of the D minor chord, but when you're playing it in the B flat major position, it sounds like more like a B flat major 7 chord than a D minor chord. And they're essentially the same thing, and they work well together. It kind of just depends on where you're trying to go with the song. And if you're playing with a bass player or another guitar player, what they're doing, if they play a certain note, it might actually kind of clash with that. So you have to kind of work around it and see what works best. But anyway, that's just a couple of ideas, just to play around with some basic chords. D minor. There's tons of substitutions you can use for all kinds of chords. It's just experimenting with various finger placements and all that stuff. And so anyway, give that a shot, and try it out and move it around, like experiment with different chords like E minor and G minor and D flat minor, whatever, and see what you can come up with, and let me know if you like it. Thanks. Cheers.